Every person is important. Be kind in all you do. We're free to learn together. We search for what is true. Each person needs a voice. Fair community is right. We care for Earth, our lifeboat. All oppressions we will fight. Yeah? All right. And that is not the most difficult thing we're doing today. There's another thing that we talked about. Yeah, if we can show up the next slide. Melora was mentioning this earlier.
Yay.
There's a whole lot of words. We're just going to talk about love at the center today, but we've got future learnings here on this image. And it's interesting because our principles that we just sang do not have the word love in them at all. And that was one thing that really got talked about when they were thinking about where are we now and what's really important to us now. But I think love has always been there. It just hasn't been one of the words. And I think that's often what a lot of changes are like. There are a lot of things that are there that just didn't get highlighted or explicitly said. And sometimes it can, I love that clapping game. That is super handy to have as a religious educator. And if things change, I don't know what the clapping game is going to look like for that new diagram. And that means work, and that means letting go of something that I love. But I think there's also something really beautiful about the idea of love being at the center, and I'm falling in love with the idea of love at the center. So we're actually going to talk about another change that's very directly impactful for these kids who are sitting here. You ready to grab our next props? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, these are our check-in beads. If we can get a zoom in, we are really putting AV through their paces today.
Ooh, check-in beads.
So Ben's gonna hold our old check-in beads, which are smaller, yeah. And at winter camp, I asked the kids, how do you feel about your check-in beads? Do we want any changes? And Ben was kind of our leader on that, and the answer was yep. So now I'm going to ask Ben a little bit about what changed. So do you remember, it's not a quiz, there's no, we're not going to give you a grade on this, but do you remember what feelings were new that got added?
Well, if I use my handy-dandy words to look, silly and goofy are definitely there that aren't there in the first one. Tired was added, scared, I believe also excited, worried. Nope, worried was there. Oopsies, confused, definitely. And then hopeful was also added, and those ones were added.
I think you passed the quiz.
Yay.
And I think the two top requests from the kids were tired, and I think silly and goofy was
silly goofy was
they were very into adding silly and goofy. Because in the old system, light blue used to be other, and most of the others were, I am really tired. So that's why light blue has transitioned from being other to tired. And we've got green, and you made it a big section.
Yeah, I noticed that we had a lot more green. So I decided to change other to green because, as stated before, light blue was tired because a lot of kids were tired in the morning when we did check-in beads. Also, we decided to change orange to silly and goofy because that matches better, we felt, with orange matched better with silly and goofy rather than creative.
Yeah, nice. And you said being the leader of this change went fairly smoothly. No riots broke out?
Yeah, at first I was doing it, and then any kids who were interested came and helped me, and also we workshopped ideas. Like, I didn't come up with silly and goofy, they made that themselves, and also they said, we think that maybe we should change some of the colors here, because some of the colors don't quite work.
Yeah. So I wanted to say to any of the kids in the mats or out there or who come on a future Sunday, Elwyn's having feelings about this already. Sometimes a change will happen and you weren't in the room when it happened, and maybe you miss the fact that, orange used to mean something else, or maybe you would have chosen a different color, and that can be a tricky part of change. So we'll do our best to weather it gracefully and grow into it, and who knows, maybe next January we'll be up here and we'll have a whole new set of beads, and
Yeah,
maybe Vibin will be one of the feelings that we
maybe.
have.